Bay Sunday. I'm your host, Kenny Choi. We begin with our pitch. If you have a show idea, we would love to hear from you. Go to facebook.com/Bay Sunday and comment to the page. Today, I'll be sitting down with the author of Finding Fontainebleau and the executive directors of the Oakland Youth Course and the Enriching Lives Through Music program. But first, up to talk about the book, So Much to Be Done, the writings of breast cancer activist Barbara Brenner. Please welcome Barbara's partner of 38 years, Susie Lampert, and the former communications director of BCA, Angela Wall. Good morning, and thanks for joining us here today.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about Barbara. Who was she? What was her message?
Barbara was a breast cancer activist. She started her career as a lawyer, but when she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1993, she became an activist. And she really took the personal to the political in a whole new dimension. She understood that breast cancer diagnosis for her was not just about her. It was about every woman, and there are millions of women who had ever been diagnosed with breast cancer and could never say for the rest of her life, I'm cured. Could never be sure that she wouldn't die of the disease.
What made you fall in love with her?
She was smart, and she was charismatic.
Very.
And Angela, you worked alongside Barbara for so many years.
Yes.
This book, So Much to Be Done. What's the message, and what did you take from the book?
So, it's a very powerful book. It's a collection of her when she was executive director of Breast Cancer Action for 15 years before she was diagnosed with ALS. The book is a collection of her columns that she wrote weekly, and then her writings when she was diagnosed with ALS. She maintained a blog to talk about her experiences. And one of the things for Barbara, as Susie kind of said, was, you know, being an activist wasn't about self-interest. It was about taking something that was affecting her and looking to make broader social change based on what she noticed was either available or not available for everyone else. And so the book is this kind of progression of her experience with disease and her progression as an activist and her progression as, you know, changing the conversation around breast cancer and then ALS, pushing these issues into the forefront in very radically different ways than the ways we see them currently.
And one of the things that she noticed and she talks about in this book is pinkwashing.
That's right. She noticed very early that people would put pink ribbons on products and on activities, and she wondered where the money went. And then she wondered where their money came from. And she coined the term pinkwashing to describe companies that profit from breast cancer or contribute to the creation of breast cancer, possibly through environmental exposures.
And she started talking about that very early on, 2002.
In 2002, she wrote columns, some of which were published in the Chronicle, called Think Before You Walk, Think Before You Run, and that eventually became Breast Cancer Action's Think Before You Pink campaign, which urged people to ask where the money goes when you buy a product that has a pink ribbon on it.
And what's in the product? Are there carcinogens in the actual product? So is this actually a product that has a pink ribbon on it that is saying it's going to support women with breast cancer, yet at the same time is contributing to the disease by containing carcinogens?
Right.
Which is a fabulous kind of profit cycle for those involved. And she demanded integrity. So, you know, it wasn't okay to say you wanted to support women with breast cancer and then take funding from organizations that profited from the disease, or contributed to it.
And her organization, Breast Cancer Action, completely different from the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
Breast Cancer Action takes no money from corporations that either contribute to breast cancer or profit from breast cancer. They're not interested. They can't be bought, and it gives them a lot of independence in the positions they take and the advocacy they pursue. For example, as much as 20 years ago, Barbara was questioning the patenting of genes, genetic mutations called BRCA1 and BRCA2.
Commonly known as the breast cancer genes.
The breast cancer genes. Myriad Genetics held a patent on those genes. And Barbara said, how can you have a patent on my genes? But no other breast cancer organization would take that on. The ACLU finally took on a case in about 2009, and Breast Cancer Action was the only national breast cancer organization to sign on as a plaintiff to that case, which was resolved unanimously by the Supreme Court in favor of no gene patents about a month after Barbara died in 2013.
She definitely let her voice be heard.
Oh, yes.
In this book, it's a guideline, you say, for activists out there, not just for breast cancer.
Not just health activists. I mean, the interesting thing is it's an interesting read because she was an incredible writer and speaker, and it's a guideline for people who want to think critically about health issues and take health issues beyond just advocating for the self and looking to make, you know, the world a better place for everyone.
Susie and Angela, thank you for joining us here this morning.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And for more information about So Much to Be Done, log on to bcaction.org. That's bcaction.org. We'll be back with more Base Sunday after this break.